feel some Wishables. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, or if you're new here, my name is Lizzie and I am a Disney plush collector. So today's video is not my normal Wishables content. It is a Wishables unboxing, but not in the conventional sense, and it's remotely to do with my Wishables collection, but this is kind of a how-to video. So I'm not doing this to be obnoxious or anything. I just figured a lot of people tell me that they aren't very good at feeling Wishables, and honestly it's not something that you get right 100% of the time, which is clear from my unboxing videos, but I just figured if I could help at least one person find the Wishable that they need to complete their set, then this video has been worth it. So I have been talking about doing this video for a long time, but I wanted some blind bags to open just to have something there to feel with you, and the perfect opportunity arose when I managed to get 2 bags of the Disney Cruise Line Wishables. As you know, if I'm doing a regular unboxing, I either open 4 or 6, normally 6, but for March's unboxing I only had 4 as I wasn't really that bothered about that set, but today I've only got 2, so I figured I would put that near the end of this video, and if you want to skip to that I will put the chapters down in my description. So I searched for this video on YouTube to see if anyone has done this video, and nobody has, and that could tell me that that's an obvious point and I don't need to do a video on it, but I still feel I should, because there are ways I use to either feel them myself or to help someone else feel for them. And just a disclaimer, I know I get it wrong some of the time, but I just do a little quick feel when I'm at home because I've already got them, they're already here, so I find it kind of pointless making 100% sure I know who it is, because it's a bit time consuming feeling these Wishables and I can't change the ones that have been delivered to my house. But when I was in Disneyland for my 2019 trip, I had a lot of time on my hands on the last night, so I stood in the kiosk by Haunted Mansion really feeling around for the Hatbox Ghost, and I managed to get him. The stakes are higher when you are at the parks because naturally you are spending money on these, and especially if you've already opened these blind bags before and there's only 1 or 2 that you need, it can be really frustrating to get home and open them and realise that you've got ones that you already had. It's not the end of the world though, there is a Wishables group which I will get onto in a moment, so you can trade them, but coming from the UK I personally really struggle to trade Wishables. So at the moment I've got 3 Joys from the Inside Out set up for trade, I've got a train from the Transportation set up for trade, and I've got 2 cactuses up for trade, and if you didn't see my latest Wishables unboxing I will leave a card up above to that. So first things first, when you've got a Wishables packet, you obviously have all of the characters on the front, but you have a closer view of them on the back. So it's slightly harder with this particular set because Daisy, Goofy and Donald will all feel the same with the feet in front of them, but Pluto will feel a lot different as his feet are on the side and his front paws are in front of him. So stance is the first thing to note, because this is how you're going to work out what you're feeling for. And then with the 3 that feel slightly similar, you will notice that Goofy's hat is bigger than Donald's. It may not always feel this way in the bag, which is how my second tip will come in useful. And Daisy just has a bow, so I personally would feel for a head that doesn't appear to have anything on it. Now I already have Goofy and Daisy, so I'm after Donald and Pluto. Like I said, I will be opening these later on, but I wanted a bag to actually show you. But as you have seen, if you have watched my Wishables unboxings before, I always show you the bags, and it always aids me in feeling the Wishables, but like I said, I give these a very quick feel because the stakes aren't as high once they're already with me. If I was in the park I would be dedicating quite a lot of time to this, and this gets me on to my second point. The Wishables group I am in is called Disney Parks Wishables Collecting and Trading, and on any given Wishables release day you will get people that have gone to the parks or Disney Springs, or in some cases Downtown Disney, but apparently they haven't been getting them on release day, and they will stand there and feel to get a complete set. And how that helps you is that they then post a picture of their full collection, so you can see these in real time. As I've noticed with certain Wishables, especially Joy from Inside Out, the picture does not always accurately reflect the Wishable, as Joy looked like she had 3D hair, whereas when you took her out of the bag it was quite thin. It wasn't something that you could truly feel for like with Anger. His flames were bigger than actual hair, so I find that helps as well. So for these particular Wishables we've got this picture of what they all look like, and if they are still on Shop Disney you can use that picture as well. So if you are buying them on the website you obviously don't get to feel them until they are with you, so again the stakes aren't as high. Some people do open all their bags, and if they get a complete set they don't open the rest, and they will feel to give someone an indication but also allow them to do an unboxing of their own. Especially for people who have children, they like to know that they're getting what they need, but their child can still have fun opening the blind bags. But back to the picture of what they all look like, you can see that Pluto is also kind of shorter than the rest of them, and obviously Donald and Daisy have the 3D beaks as well. Goofy does have his floppy ears, but they are floppy, which means that they would be quite hard to feel for, as these bags don't move an awful lot, so I tend to just feel for the most obvious parts of them. My biggest tip for feeling Wishables is if they are holding something that the other Wishables in the set aren't, I tend to feel for that. With the Hatbox Ghost, he obviously had his Hatbox, and the other items that the other characters were holding was not as bulky as this Hatbox, so I was just squishing around where the arms would be, trying to feel for the Hatbox. This obviously doesn't work with Inside Out Wishables, as they were all holding core memories, but obviously Anger was the easiest to feel in that set. Now these have no chasers. I know that when they do have chasers, people usually tend to feel for the chaser and then buy multiples in the hope that they get the standard and the variants, which is why they are usually harder to get, because people that have the opportunity to go and feel them will tend to buy out all of those particular Wishable, which is why if you can it's always best to go on release day, or at least on a restock day. But for this particular set the best thing I can feel for is whether it's Pluto or whether it's one of the others, which is quite unfortunate, but it gives me an okay chance. I figure I'm going to show you a sneak peek of May's Wishables unboxing as well, just so that I can show you what I mean. So here are the Peter Pan Wishables. I've got 6 of these to open in May, so if you're interested please make sure you hit the subscribe button and ring the notification bell so that you're notified when that video goes up. But we've got 4 here. Peter and Wendy are fairly similar, but I would feel for Peter's little hat. Nana is obviously different and quite easy to feel for because her feet are on the side with her front paws in front of her, and then the boat should feel quite bulky. I actually think I've got a boat in my hand right now, and the boat is the one that has variants. So a lot of people will go and feel just for the boat and buy loads of what they think is the boat in the hope of getting all the colours. I believe there's 3 colours. But this is an easier set to feel for than the Disney Cruise Line Wishables because only Peter and Wendy are similar. Nana and the boat will be incredibly easy to feel for. But that's coming up in May, so let's get back to the Disney Cruise Line Wishables. So just to recap, you use everything at your disposal. You use the picture on the back, you use the real-time picture, and you find anything that makes any one of these unique to work out what it is. Like I said, I don't get them right 100% of the time. I don't think anybody does. When someone is feeling them for me to do a pickup, I ask them to open the bag before they send it to me because it's still a guess until you open the bag. It's hard to be 100% sure of anything. So I'm going to have a feel of bag number 1 now, more of an in-depth feel than I normally would, so let's go. I can feel feet on the side and it does feel quite bulky. I genuinely think this is a Pluto and I do need Pluto. So fingers crossed that first I'm right, because my Wishables how to feel them video would look really stupid if I got them wrong. But I think this is Pluto. Let's see if I'm right. That was embarrassing. So it's another Daisy Duck. I don't need Daisy Duck, so she will be quite a good trader, as I know people like to trade for the cruise line ones, but I'm very disappointed as I needed Donald and Pluto, so there's no way I'm going to complete that Disney Cruise Line set today. If you haven't watched my video where I show you the other Disney Cruise Line Wishables I have, I will leave a card up above to that video. Now onto the last bag, because I only had two. I think it's another Daisy. I can feel her bow there. I was just feeling for feet to see if it was Pluto, but I feel a bow. So if this is two Daisies, I'm going to be really annoyed because this will be a real waste of money. So let's see if it's a Daisy. Yeah, it's another Daisy. So I'm glad that this wasn't an unboxing on its own, because it would have been a really disappointing one. At least I've kind of showed you how to feel for them. So in the bag, her foot was like this in the first one, which is why I thought it was Pluto. But then I gave it a bigger feel and I could actually feel this through the bag. So you can actually feel the thinner parts. I've just never tried before really. She's got the lovely little Disney Cruise Line tag, but I don't need either of these. I still need Donald and I still need Pluto. But at least I've got two cruise lines to trade for, so hopefully I can get Pluto with one of these. So that was my how to feel Disney Wishables tutorial. I hope at least one of you found it helpful. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a big thumbs up and comment down below any other tips that you may have. I haven't felt for my own Wishables since September 2019, so I'm a little bit rusty, but I'd like to think if they ever came to Disneyland Paris, I would get used to really feeling for them and making sure I have the one that I want before I pay for it, because obviously you can't return to the parks, you can only trade with other collectors. But as I mentioned earlier, there is that Facebook group and that is how I trade all of my Wishables, so I will make sure that these go to homes that need Daisy. Thank you so much for watching guys, and I will see you real soon for another video. Bye!